principal owner CJ Wilson, as well as Jason Sinani. I hope I got that right. Sani.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeti.
Chad McCumbee, Bruce Ledoux, and Mark Miller. And we just want to talk a little about the team, how things are shaping up for this year, a little bit about the weekend. CJ, we'll start off with you. You were here last year just kind of spectating, and look what it has turned into now.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years of spectating, actually. This is such a great race to go to. And as a baseball player, there's really not that many professional races that end up in this schedule for me, because our only off days are on Mondays and Thursdays. But being here, Daytona again is cool, especially with our trailer and with our cars and with the drivers. I'm a little bit remiss that I'm not driving, but it's just a matter of time, I think.
How are things shaping up for the team this weekend?
Well, we had a couple of mechanical issues in the first session, but that's what practice is for, trying to work those things out. And I think everybody here has got a lot of experience, and they're really looking forward to the race. So the practice is sometimes the hardest thing, as I know, where you are more amped up before the green flag actually flies. But once that happens, I think everyone's going to go back into their mode. It's going to be a really big field, so it should be a lot of excitement. It should be a good show for everybody.
Excellent. I want to get comments from the 03 car first with Jason and Chad. Again, you guys will be in the ST class in the Mazda Speed 3. Jason, just talk a little bit about how things have been in the car and shaping up for qualifying in the race.
Yeah, actually, really excited to be here. We've got some new partners to announce and some good stuff going on. Obviously, it's been an amazing year since last year building this new team with CJ, and we're here. We're here with a couple of cars. Unfortunately, we had a car that got damaged in the test here a couple of weeks ago. So the Mazda Speed 3 is new to us. So that was the first time in the car. I've driven one in the past, and they're fantastic, especially here at Daytona. So we're looking forward to a great event, and we're just happy to have some new partners on board in ModSpace, Construct Core, obviously Mazda, and then we've got New Balance, Fightin', some others that have been with us, in the past, and then we're also doing something with Forza 4 Motorsports. Our car is going to be in that game, as well as maybe some others. So we've got some really exciting stuff going on. Just excited to have a co-driver that knows his way around the banking here in Chad McCumbee. So looking forward to a great race.
As opposed to me, who doesn't know what he's doing. So I didn't take that the wrong way. Don't worry.
Chad, a couple comments from me. We've seen you here in the NASCAR ranks, and how are things shaping up for this weekend?
Yeah, this is a whole new experience, and one I'm really grateful for. I've had a great relationship with ModSpace over the last couple of years in the ARCA Racing Series, and was fortunate enough to get to campaign with these guys once last year in the Playboy Cup, and from zero road racing background, I had so much fun with it last year, and really look forward to maybe growing something here. It's a whole another realm for me, and a breath of fresh air that I'm looking forward to.
Excellent. Let's check on the 04 entry, the Mazda MX-5 with Bruce Ledoux and Mark. Guys, what's going to be the key for this weekend, and how's your car feeling?
Well, since I was in the car for the first test, we're actually pretty excited. We had, again, as CJ pointed out, we had some mechanical issues, but this car is also brand new to us, even though the team has a lot of experience with the MX-5. It was a brand new car, so we had a little bit of teething pains. But the good side of that is we see what we need to do for the next session. We're looking forward to having Bruce get back in the car too, so he can get some seat time. He needs some seat time to be able to qualify really well, hopefully today. And I think we're both pretty excited about being here at Daytona and being with the team.
Bruce?
Thank you. It's been great to be back. This is my fourth pass at Daytona, my second time with Continental Challenge. I've done 3 Rolex 24s prior to this event. And through the relationship that we had with ModSpace last year, we've been able to forge a relationship here with CJ Wilson Racing and Jason and Mark and Chad to actually lever our collective fundraising efforts, which I think is kind of the big focus for me. Teaming Guardian Angel Motorsports with CJ Wilson's children's charities gives us an extra leverage. Mark and I are campaigning this season, the 2012 season, for 3,000 laps. We will race 3,000 laps, and we are looking to gather pledges of 10 cents a lap. And the idea is that we're going to funnel those dollars towards children with special needs. Both Mark and I are parents of children with special needs, and so this is a really different thing for us. This isn't simply a race. This is a very personal, this is fathers about their kids. That's what this is about for us.
We're open up for questions. If you got a question, I'll bring a wireless microphone to you, and just raise your hand. Okay, we'll go over to Joe. Hang on a second.
This question is for CJ. With your other job in life, how do you go about staying involved in racing, and how do you follow it, and your extensive involvement?
Well, due to today's DVR technology, I pretty much just catch up on every race when I can, when I get home. Almost every race is actually during a baseball game, because everybody races on Saturdays or Sundays, and I don't get those days off. But with Jason, I think last year we had a really good experience of him quarterbacking the team while I was gone, and we have the same vision for the future, so it allows us to stay parallel. And with the other drivers, I think it's the same thing as well. We all want to develop, and we use technology, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or email or text message or iChat, whatever we have to do in order to stay current on everything that's going on, from the finances of the situation to everything else. I have a simulator that I drive at home during the season, and when I raced at Thunderhill this year, I wasn't really that far off the pace, so it was actually kind of nice, considering the last time I'd raced was exactly a year before that. So, I don't have the time to race during the season, otherwise I for sure would, because as a passion, it's extremely motivating for me to be a race car driver and to be on the track with everybody, because I think it's such a good industry. There's so many good people here. There's so much enthusiasm, whether it's the enthusiasm that Mazda has to work with us or that we have to work with them or anything. It's really important for all of us to have the same goals and to keep going on that path together where we can delegate.
Godwin Kelly, News Journal. CJ, why this kind of racing and not NASCAR? A lot of people gravitate right into stock cars, but you seem to have a love of road racing.
Yeah, actually, when I was a kid, my dad was on a dirt track midget team, and he was a pit crew guy on that. So the first real racing I ever went to was dirt tracks, oval stuff. But when I was living in Texas, Motorsports Ranch there was really accessible, and my first time on a track was there. So I've never driven on an oval other than driving at Fontana or something for a regular track day. But I think the road racing thing is more accessible as an amateur. You're able to get into it with a car like a Mazda Miata, and the price point's pretty low, so it allows you to kind of go out there and charge 100% into it. And that's really why, it's stuff that I was doing my own, tire changes and all that stuff for a couple of years, so it was fun. But now it seems like the TV situation for Grand-Am teams is really positive, and there's a lot of really good coverage, and there's a lot of really good media attention for road racing. And ultimately for us, being able to run in the 24 or being able to run at Le Mans or something like that would be a pretty obvious goal.
Hi CJ, with that in mind, what are your kind of long-term plans? How do you move from stud baseball player with more money than you'll ever want ever to
there's no such thing as too much money in racing.
Oh, there is.
I think everybody in this room understands that.
But what's the plan in terms of moving out of baseball after your contract or another contract and into motorsport full time, and where do you think you're going to go?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, I really respect the process that race car drivers have to go through in order to get to the higher ranks, and I would have to myself drive it through those ranks in order to really feel like I earned it. I've driven a lot of open wheel stuff, which I enjoy, but at this point, the risk-reward basis between sports cars with roofs and windshields versus open wheel stuff is extreme. And I think personally I'll play baseball as long as I can, because it's obviously really it's the engine that drives everything else, pardon the pun. So once that's up, then I'll probably continue to race and get into Grand-Am or get into something else where it's a situation I can get in and be comfortable. I'm not going to overextend myself. The thing that I think is the worst thing somebody in my position can do is go immediately into the highest echelon of racing that they can afford, which I don't really think is a good way. I think it's better to start where you belong in a talent level, and then you work your way through. And I respect what these guys at the table do, and what they're able to do and what I'm not able to do, and that's why, there's a distinction there. So, as long as I stay sharp and I get good coaching from Jason and everybody else, then eventually I'll keep going, because I think, sports cars are something that you can drive until you're, until you have gray hair or no hair at all. So it's something that, it allows you to have a future. I think obviously a lot longer than a window for a baseball player.
Is there anything else? Right in the back. Come to you.
Hi, Phil Alloway from FrontStretch.com. It's questions for Chad. Chad, I was just wondering if you have any plans, anything set in stone this year for NASCAR, say Camping World Truck Series, Nationwide Series, anything like that?
Well, there's continuously stuff going on, and I'm in talks with quite a few teams, but the primary focus this year is this C.J. Wilson racing team, and I want to do everything we can to help build this program, because really when I got introduced to it last year and when the opportunity came up in December, this is, like I said before, it's a breath of fresh air, and it's something that it's a whole new challenge, and something that I'm really looking forward to, because I know very little. I mean, I'm driving these guys nuts, asking them questions, and how do the cars work, and I'm already, well, can you do this, can you do that, and it's I'm really looking forward to that. So that's the primary focus, and if there's some oval stuff that comes up, and maybe it's something that can benefit everyone, then we'll look at it. But right now, just concentrating on this, and we'll address that when it comes.
Thank you.
Chad, one for you. Simple question: how do they compare the truck and the Conti Tour Series car?
There's not a whole lot of comparison, really.
Our car's way faster, way more power.
The biggest problem for me is that third pedal that I never use when I'm driving in circles. So, I've been in Texas and getting these guys to give me as much coaching as they can, and Jason's done a great job. I mean, I feel like I've got to make like 5 steps in one big step, and that's my biggest challenge right now, is just getting acquainted with what I need to do and it becoming second nature. I mean, I can jump in a stock car and I know where everything's at. I know exactly what I'm out there to do. And but this, there's a few extra steps in the way, and there's a few different steps.
Well, with that in mind, I work with the guys who run the race school at Infineon. So you're welcome whenever you like.
Thank you.
On us, so come out and we want to help you win.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate that.
My bad. That is a great track. I've driven that track a bunch of times. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it kind of is. Absolutely for all of you.
Is there any other questions? Gentlemen, thank you very much. Good luck qualifying and the race tomorrow.
Thank you.